ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु भिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। We are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter number 80, verse number 33. So we are reading the meeting between Sudama and Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So we read how Sudama came being implored by his wife, and he carried some puffed rice as a gift, and he went to palace of Rukmani Devi. Sri Krishna was sitting on the bed with Rukmani, and he saw him from far, and he immediately jumped and received him, embraced him, made him sit down, worshipped him. Then they spoke with taking each other's hand, their hand. And then Krishna started asking him about his life. Has he married? How is he? Then he spoke about the school days, Gurukula. So that's what we were reading. So nanu arthako vidha brahman varnashramavatam iha ye maya guruna vacha taranti anjo bhavarnavam. So he says that those who follow this varnashram system and they live according to the instruction of the Guru, they easily cross over the ocean of material world. Taranti anjo bhavarnavam. And he says that Guru is my representative, ye maya guruna vacha. So it's very interesting that he is speaking to Sudama, his friend, but he is saying that I am the Guru, or I am the representative of Guru. He's at the same time talking about their Guru. So is Sandipni Muni his Guru or his representative? That is the question. But he says that Ye maya guruna vacha. So the words of the Guru, instructions of the Guru, those who follow this, so those who understand the meaning of Shastra, Korth Kovida, then they cross over the material world easily. So Tritiya Guru Reva Sansarat Tarayati Iti Ahananu. So earlier he said that there are three Gurus. The one who gives birth, one who gives Upnayana Samskara, and then the third one is one who is spiritual teacher. So his third one is the one who takes one across the material world. Nanu nishchitam eva. Nanu is used in the sense of certainty. Varnashram batam madhye te eva artha kovida. Ye maya madrupena mattattva updeshta guruna vacha. Mantra, man mantra updesh matraneva anja sukheneva bhavarnavam taranti. So he says that only these people who are part of Varnashrama, who listen to the instruction of the Guru, they are the one who actually understand what is the real purpose of life. Artha Kovida. Kovida means the knowers, and Artha means the purpose of life. And they follow the instructions and easily cross over the material world. In 11th canto he says that Guru is like the sailor or the captain of the boat, and the wind is, the words of the Vedas are like the wind. And therefore, if one takes instruction from that, one goes away beyond the material world. Otherwise, those who do not take this advantage, this is their Atmaha, they are the killer themselves. Naham ijya prajatibhyam tapsa upshamena va tushayam sarvabhutatma guru sushrushtaya yatha. Says that I am not pleased by worship, by study of the Vedas, by austerities, by control of mind, as I am pleased by the service to Guru. So I am the Sarvabhutatma. So service to Guru is pleasing to Bhagavan. And that's why it is easy to cross over by doing Guru Seva. Tasman madhupdeshta guru eva atishayana susruniyatya. Therefore one should render service with intensity to Guru only. Ijya homo, ijya means homa, that is doing yajna. Brahmachari dharma, that refers to the dharma of a brahmachari. And prajati, prajaputra utpadanam. Prajati is bringing up children, that is Grihastha Dharma. So these two, Tapasa Vanastha Dharmena, tapas refers to Vanprastha Dharma, and Upsama Yati Dharmena va. Aham Parmeshwara Stathana Tushya Yatha Sarva Bhutanam Atma Pi Guru Shushrusheya. So he is referring to these different words in this sloka to the 4 ashramas. So Ijja is Homa, that refers to Brahmachari, Prajati, literally it means to produce children, that is to Grihastha Dharma, and Tapas, the Vanprasthas are supposed to be very austere, and Upsama is Sannyas. So it says that these things do not please me as I am pleased by service to the Guru, I who am the Atma of everybody. Apina smaryate brahman vrittam nivasatam guru guru dharais choditanam indhanene kvachit. Now he is remembering some incident which happened. He says, do you remember, O Brahmana, that story that when we were living in the ashram of our Guru, then our Guru's wife has ordered us to bring some wood from the forest in Dhananene Kochit. So Guru nivastam asmakam yadvrittam tatkim smaryate. So do you remember this incident when we were living in the Guru's house? Pravishtanam maharanyam arpatau sumahadvija vatavarsama bhuttivram nishturastan yitnavaha. So we entered deep into the forest to pick wood, and this was a very dense forest. And although the rainy season was over, but suddenly heavy rain and wind came. Vata varsam abhut tivram. There was a heavy vata, wind and varsha. And it was very harsh, nishtura, and heavy thunderstorms, tanitnava. Apartau apagat varsartau Sitkale ityartha. So this is the autumn season when the rains have come to an end. Stanitnavo garjanvanto megha. Stanitno refers to the clouds which were thundering. So it means it was bad weather. Suryascha gatas tavat tamsa chavrita dishaha nimna kulam jalmayam na pragyayata kinchana. And when this happened, obviously they must have waited for some time, but then it did not stop, and then the sun went down and they are still in the forest. So he says that the sun set and it was darkness all around. When there are heavy clouds, it becomes dark anyway. On top of that, the sun set. So all the directions were covered by the darkness. And there was so much rain that you could not see the land. And thus if you walk, you don't know whether it is land or it is a ditch, high place or low place. So it was even dangerous to walk because you could not see any difference. It was just water all around. Vayam bhrisam tatra mahanilambubhir nihanyamana muhurambu samplave diso vidintot parasparam vane grihita hasta paribabhrimaturaha. So he says that in that time when there was a heavy wind and mahanilambubhir and rain, we were being hit from all sides. Muhurambu samplave, we are falling into the water, and holding each other's hand, we wandered here and there not knowing which way to go. So basically they got lost and could not go anywhere. On top of that, it was still raining. So just like it rains at the time of dissolution. Parito babhrimima. So we wandered here and there. Brahmdhato stilopa arsha. So T is dropped from Brahmdhato, babhrima. It should have been babhrima. Etad viditva udite ravau sandhipanir guru anveshamano ne shishyan acharyai apashyad aturan. Shishyan acharyo apashyad aturan. So whole night they spent in the forest like that, without sleeping. And cold, because already the rains were over, and one heavy wind, then became cool at night. So when the sun rose in the morning, then our Guru, Sri Sandipani Muni, he searched for us and came looking for us, because at night they could not do anything. So he Sishyan Acharya Pashyadaturan, and then he saw us who were in very distressful state. Etad asmad dukkham viditva vitarkya gurur mahanapi. So after knowing our suffering, then he also felt troubled. It's quite amazing when we think of this, that Krishna, who is the Supreme Person, and he gets lost in the forest, and they spend the night there. He did not use any of his powers to fly or come or see the direction or anything. He just stayed there. This is really Narlila. Just like any ordinary boy, they stayed there. So how much they must have tolerated. It's heavy rain and wind coming from top. There is no umbrella, no food. They must be hungry, no sleep. Aho he putra ka yuyam asmadarthe dukkhitaha atma vai praninam preshta tamanadritya matparaha. So the Guru spoke as follows. He said, "O my children, for my sake you have taken so much trouble, and one's own body is most dear, but you have disregarded that for my sake, to do service to me." So this Krishna is showing that how, although he is Jagat Guru himself, but by his own example, he showed that how he did service to his Guru. This is just one example. Here there must have been many such things. It's not that they only went once to pick the wood. This is something extraordinary situation, but they must have gone many times. And they were there with wood. It's not that they forgot the wood. They had a bundle of, both of them had one bundle each on their head, and they're holding their hands and wandering here and there at night. So this is quite amazing when we think somebody will do that, not to speak of Bhagavan doing it. So yadyad acharti shrestha tattadevitrayana. Aho iti yatma praninam preshthas tamapi anadritya matpara santo yuyam asmadarthe dukhi jajata. So he says that the body is most dear to living beings, but you disregarded that for my sake, and then you took so much trouble just to do service to me. Maditi ekatvam nirdishan api asmaditi bahutvam nirdishan Matsambandhishu api tatpara jata iti vyanakti. So although he is one, but he is using asmad also, yuyam asmadarte, and then he is saying matpara. So once he is using singular and once he is using plural. So this is to show that not only that Krishna was doing service to the Guru, but also to the members of the Guru's family. That is the significance of this. Because he also had children, wife. Etadeva hi satchishyai kartavyam guru niskritam yadvai vishuddha bhavena sarvarthatmarpanam guru. He says that those who are good disciples, this is their duty to pay the debt to the Guru, that with pure heart they should offer everything to the Guru. So Gurur Niskritam Rin Shodhanam Sarvartho Mamtaspadam Atma Ahemtaspadam Cha Tayor Arpanam. So to pay the debt to the Guru, one should offer everything, whatever is dear to oneself. Mamtaspadam, the Atma, which is the Ahemtaspadam, the self, everything. So Mamtaspadam and Ahemtaspadam, things which belong and one's own self, both should be offered. Tushtoham bho dvijashreshtaha satyaha santu manoratha chandamsi yayatayamani bhavantu ihya paratracha. So the Guru said that I am very pleased with you, O Dvijashreshta, best of the Dvijas, because both are Dvija, both had undergone Upnayana Samskara, and let all your wishes be fulfilled. And I bless you that all the education which you have taken, the Vedas which you have studied, you will never forget them here and in future. Means in this life and future life. Chandamsi means the Vedas, Ayatayamani. So this is a very strange word. Yatayama is used, means when 3 hours have passed. Yatayamam gatratam puti paryusitam chayat tamsam bhojana priya. Krishna says Yatayamam gatarasam. Food which has been cooked for 3 hours, that has lost its rasa, he calls that as a tamasa. So here he says ayatayama, means fresh. So the word ayatayama is used here in the sense of fresh, means you will never forget them. So ayatayamani agat sarani jirnam cha paribhaktam cha yatayamam vidhi idam dvayam iti amara. According to Amar Kosh, the word yatayama means jirnam, means something which is old, or paribhaktam, or which has been eaten. So ayatayama means which is opposite of that, means its essence is not lost, means fresh. So it means that everything will stay fresh in your memory. Itham vidhanya nekani vastam guru veshmasu guror anugrahinaiva puman purna prashantaye. So he says that in this way, whilst living in the ashram of our Guru, there are many incidents that happened. There is no doubt that only by the grace of Guru, a person or student becomes qualified to attain peace and perfection. So, Guror anugrahinaiva puman purna prashantaye. So, it's only by the grace of Guru then one becomes fulfilled and attains peace. So they are remembering their time. Anekaniti vrittani abhuvaniti shesha. There are many other stories that happen, but only this one is stated here to give stress to Guru, the importance of having a Guru and service to Guru. Shri Brahmana Uvacha. So all this time Sudama was just listening. Now he speaks these two slokas. Kim asmabhir anivrittam deva deva jagat guru bhavta satya kamena yesham vaso guru abhit. So he said that you are Deva Deva, you are worshipable of even the Devas, and you are Jagat Guru. So he says, what is there which is not achieved by us? He says, I have attained everything. I have attained completeness in my life. Why? Because I got the good fortune to be in the Gurukula with you. So that itself has given me perfection, because he is calling him now as Jagat Guru. And if Krishna is satisfied, that means the Guru was also satisfied. And Guru was satisfied because Krishna was with him. So it is like a loop. Krishna is satisfying the Guru, and because of that Krishna is becoming satisfied. So kim anirvrittam apitu sarvameva nirvrittam suspannam. So what is remaining to be achieved? Nothing. Everything has been attained by me. Satya kamena satya sankalpena. So Krishna is called here as Satya Kama, means his wish always comes true. Bhavta Gurukul Vasa Swechadhina. He says, you stayed in the Gurukula by your own sweet will, and I stayed because I have to study. Samid Vahne Vata Varsadi Krishnam Api Guru Bhakti Gyapkasya Tav Swechadhinam. Says you went and took this trouble of collecting wood from the forest and tolerated harsh life of rain and wind in the forest. So he says this is because you wanted to show what it means to have bhakti, devotion for the Guru. And this was your own wish. Means it is Krishna alone who has arranged for this kind of rain and wind and sun setting, all that. Anyatha vatadinam ka khalu tvai shakti. Otherwise, where is the power that the wind has to trouble us? It is not possible. It was your wish, and therefore it happened like that. Bhisasmad vatah pavate iti srute. Because in the Shruti it is stated that the wind blows out of fear of you. So madbhayad vati vatoyam suryastapti madbhayad. So just a sloka like that in Bhagavatam also. That all the fire burns because of my fear, wind blows because of my fear, sun gives heat because of my fear, and the death comes because of my fear. So how is that this wind could trouble you? Asmakam tu tatra tot sahityam mahabhagya phalam iti bhava. So he says, for me it is a great fortune that I was there with you. Yasya chando mayam brahma deha avapanam vibho shreyasam tasya gurushu vaso atyanta vidambanam. He says, this is most astonishing for me to think that you, who are actually the very source of the Vedas, your body is the source of the Vedas, right? Asya vare mahto bhutasya nishvasitam idam Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samveda, Atharveda. So it's coming like a breath from his nostrils. But you who are the source of the Vedas, you stayed in the Gurukula and studied Vedas. So he says, this is most astonishing for me. He says, this is just your Leela, your pastime. Atyanta vidambanam, Shreyasham tasya gurur vasa. So he says, this is because you want to teach to others. Otherwise you are the source of all Shreyas, all auspiciousness, moksha, whatever. Chandomayam brahmaeva yasya tavdeha. So your body is made of the Vedas, Shreyasam Sarvesham Avapnam Kshetram. And it is also the field of all the Shreyas, all the ultimate good, whatever is there comes from you only. So iti sarartha darshinyam harshinyam bhakti chetasam dasme atra shiti tama sangate sangate satam. See the end of 80th chapter, Sarartha Darshani. So any question on this? Purushottam Prabhu, you had something? Or it is resolved?
No, it is resolved. The definition of Prajati Vyam, I was curious, but he already explained what Prajati Vyam is.
Braj Kishori.
Babaji, if I recall correctly, Shri Krishna and Balaram were at Samipani Muni school for 64 days because they learned 64 arts in a very short time. Would it mean that they were there shorter, but all the other boys, including Sudama Brahmana, were there for a few years or several years?
Yeah, it's possible. Not everybody learned at the same speed. It's not like what you have, that everybody has the final exam at the same time. So whether you are fast or you are slow, everybody has 1 year to pass. Right? Go class by class. So Gurukula system is different. Okay. So chapter number 81. Sri Shuka Uvacha. Sukadeva Goswami continues to describe. Saitham Duja Mukhyena Sahasam Kathen Harihi Sarvabhuta Manobhigya Smayamane Uvachatam Brahmanyo Brahmanam Krishno Bhagavan Prahasan Priyam Premna Nirikshane Neva Prekshan Khalu Satam Gatihi. So in this way, when they were chatting with each other happily, then Krishna, who is Abhigya, who understands everything, who knows everybody's mind, Sarvabhuta Mano Abhigya. So he smiled, and smilingly he spoke to him as follows. Brahmanyo Brahmanam Krishno Bhagavan Prahasan Priyam. So Sukadeva Goswami is saying something even more, although this much was enough. But it says that Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who is Brahmanya, means he is a worshipper of the Brahmanas, but he spoke to the Brahmana who is very dear to him while smiling. So already he said Smayamana. Again he says Prahasan. And he spoke to him smilingly while intently looking at him with affection. So premna nirikshnenaiva prekshan khalu satam gati. So prekshan means while looking. Nirikshan is also while looking. Right? So nirikshnenaiva prekshan. So nirikshan is like actually like searching. Searchingly looking. That has he brought something with him? He's sitting here and he has not given anything. So that's why it says nirikshnenaiva prekshan. So not simply prekshan, but nirikshnenaiva. He is looking what is, seems to be something hanging on his armpit. He was trying to, because Sudama was feeling embarrassed that how can I give this puffed rice to him? So he was trying to hide it. And Krishna was nirikshanena. But very affectionately and happily, he was looking for it. Eka shatiti tame bhukta prithukosmai parokshataha dattva piyatula sampattim swammenerinam hari. This chapter 81 describes how Krishna, he ate the puffed rice and indirectly he gave incomparable wealth to the Brahmana, and even after giving a lot of wealth to him, he felt that he still owes something to the Brahmana. He did not feel satisfied, felt that he deserves to be given more. Sarvabhutanam api kim punastasya manaso abhigya iti. So Krishna is called here as Sarvabhuta Mano Abhigya. He knows everybody's mind. So what to speak of the Brahmana who was his friend, he will know him even better than others. Madartham prithukan aniya api datum lajjate iti sahasaiva janan ityartha. So the meaning is that he understood that he has brought this puffed rice for me, but he doesn't want to give it because he is feeling very shy for this. So he understood that is the meaning of manogya or abhigya. Smayamanaiti tav etat upayanam aham vyakti karishyami eva iti dyotyamasa. Why was he smiling? He says, I am definitely going to reveal your gift which you are trying to hide. I will not let it go hidden. So that's the smile. Tam brahmanam brahmanya iti. So he spoke to that Brahmana and he himself is Brahmanya. Tasya brahmanatve swayam tasya bhajaniya iti artha. Because he is Brahmana, therefore he is worshipable to Krishna. Prahasaniti mallobhaniya manitam vastu kiyantam chanam tvam swakakshe nihinavsyashi iti swapragalbhe dyotaka prahase. So he was laughing. So once it is said smayamana, smiling, other time it's prahasa. Prahasan means laughing. So he says that you have brought such a nice thing which I really want. But how long are you going to hide it under your arm? So I'm going to reveal it. So his laugh was indicative of his boldness. That's how he is going to speak. Premna nirikshnena iti prem purvakam yat kaksastha prithu granthi nirikshnam. So he is looking with love and affection, means his eyes were set on the gift. Like children, somebody comes, some guest brings some gift and children are hanging around, when is he going to give it? So like that he is waiting. Teno plakshita tam prekshamanam iti tavidam dhamani santat Sattvam cha kuchelatvam atrat jananam Vismerasposhakam atah paramapi swastvat prahardva paryantam sthasyati na tata paramiti bhava. So he says that you have caused a great surprise in the mind of residents of Dwarka, that you are completely emaciated, your veins are visible on the body, and you are dressed shabbily. So you are bringing Vishmaya rasa. There are 12 rasas, 5 primary, 7 secondary. So one of the secondary rasa is a Vishmaya rasa, the rasa of astonishment. So he says you are nourishing the Vishmaya rasa by your appearance here, because it is a great surprise that the guy how he looks, how is Krishna, and Krishna is treating him so nicely. So this is Vishmaya rasa. He says, but this Vishmaya rasa poshana, this nourishment of astonishing rasa will continue only till tomorrow noon time. Because tomorrow noon time he will leave back. He stayed there only for one night. And after that he is not going to be poor anymore. Because once he arrives home he will see there is a big palace there. His hut is gone. He will be lost to find where is my house. So that's why I say that swaprahardva paryantam sthasyati, that this will continue only till noon time. Na tata param, not after that. Sarvatra hetu satam gatiriti. The reason for all this is because Krishna is the goal of all devotees. So this is what Krishna said. Bhagavan Uvacha. So now he is being very direct. Kim upayana manitam brahman me bhavata grihat anu api upahritam bhaktei premna bhuryeva me bhavet. So he lost his patience. He says, how long can I control my mind? I am very eager to eat what he has brought. So Sudama was not letting it go. So Krishna has to himself ask for it. So he says, Kim upayana manitam Brahman. He says, Brahmana, what gift have you brought for me from your home? He says, what is brought by devotees with love, even if it is small, it is big for me. Anu api upahritam bhaktai premna bhuryeva. Because what he is looking for is love, not for anything else. Bhavata grihaditi bhavadrishena priyena madrishasya priyasya niktam prati yastu swagrihat chiradagamanam tatkim riktastaptvena sambhavet itu anumana deva viditam iti bhava. So bhavata grihat, from your house, indicates that you are so dear to me and I am so dear to you, and you are coming to see me after a long, long time. So do you think you will come here just empty-handed? He says, no way, you will not. Nanu tad alpatvam eva atra darshetum aham lajje. So if Sudama thinks that, well, it's something very petty, insignificant, what I have brought, and I feel ashamed to give it to you. So then Krishna already says that anu api upahritam bhaktai premna bhuryeva me bhavet. That even if it is little, but it has been brought with love. So the values of love, bhavgrahi janardana. So what pleases him is the bhava, the love, and not the object. So therefore, he says, it doesn't matter. Bhuri api bhakta upahritam name toshaya kalpate. But if somebody is abhakta, is not my devotee, even he brings a lot of things, and that does not satisfy me. So he also showed this when he went to Hastinapura as a peace messenger. Then Duryodhana had made very elaborate arrangements for him to stay and eat, but he did not eat at his place. He went to Vidura's place and ate there some dry chapatis. So he rejected big feast of Duryodhana because he is not a devotee. So that's what he's saying, that bhuri api abhakta uparhitam, that even if it is big but brought by a non-devotee, he says that is not pleasing to me. And then this famous verse from Bhagavad Gita comes here also. Patram puspam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti uprahitam asnami prayatatmana. So, if a devotee who brings with devotion and offers to me with devotion even a leaf, flower, a fruit or water, I happily eat that. Says asnami, I eat, means he eat even the leaf and even the flower. Flower is meant for smelling, but he says I eat it. So, puspam phalam toyam, even water is pleasing to me. Tulsi dal jal matrena jalasya chulakenava. So he says that I give up my whole self. If a devotee offers me water with tulsi leaf in it, that is enough for me. So, but main thing is bhakti. That's why twice it is said bhaktya parechati and bhaktya uparhitam, that he brings with the devotion and he offers with the devotion. So it is the bhakti which is pleasing and not some fancy food. And of course, if it is bhakti and one can afford fancy food, that is certainly pleasing. Not that he is against that. But main thing is the devotion. Nanu nirbuddhina yada swagrihadidam tvadartham grihitam tada kimapi na vicharitam adhuna tu vimrishami tvad-bhaksham yogyam idam na bhavati ato na diyate. So Sudama is thinking or saying that when I left home, foolishly I did not think that I am bringing this. But now after coming here, I am considering that how can I give this flat rice to you, because it is not meant for you to eat. You will not eat. You don't eat such things. I mean, Krishna is not going to eat flat rice. I mean, this puffed rice. He is eating nice food every day, offered to him. So he says, therefore I don't want to give it to you. So when he thinks like this, then Krishna speaks this patram pushpam phalam toyam. So atra bhakti uprahitam iti paunaruktiyat bhaktya iti. So he says there is a repetition of the word bhakti here, bhakti uprahitam and bhaktya prayachati dadati. Na karne tritiya kintu saharthe. So this is not tritiya bhakti in instrumental case, but saharthe tritiya, means gives with devotion. Means it is along with the devotion which is being given. Tena bhaktya yukto mad bhaktjano yad dadati. So therefore the devotee is the one who has bhakti and he gives with bhakti. Tacha bhaktya eva uparhitam chet tarhi asnami. So if it is brought with bhakti, I definitely eat it. Natu kasyachid anirodhena ityartha. I don't eat it because of some other thing. There is nothing else which causes me to eat, but it is only the bhakti that makes me eat it. Ayam artha vastu khalu swadu aswadu va bhavatu kintu swadu idamiti buddhya mad bhaktena bhaktya eva yaddiyate tanmayate swadu eva bhavet na me kopi vivekas tishtati iti. So he says that whether the object actually is tasty or not, that does not matter. But if my devotee gives me thinking it is tasty, it is delectable, then I eat it because I lose all my viveka that something is eatable or not eatable. I just eat because I see that bhakta is giving with devotion and he thinks it is good. So I drink that, I eat that. Asnami, greyam api asnami. So the sloka says, I eat. He says something which is actually to be smelled, like flower is not for eating, but smelling. He says, I still eat it. Because the devotee is giving me. Pushpamaham bhakta prem mohito asnami. He says, because I come under the sway of the love of my devotee, and if he gives me a flower, instead of smelling it, I eat it. Nanu devatantar bhaktasya bhakti upuritam vastu kim nasnasi. So he says, if somebody who is devotee of another devata, and he brings something to you or she brings something to you, will you eat that also? He says, no. Yato mad bhaktajano yad dadati iti brusha. He says, only that which is given by my devotee, that I eat. Tatra satyam nasnami evityah prayatatmani. He says, no, I don't eat that. For that he says, prayatatmana. Mad bhaktya eva sa suddhant karano bhavati nanyatha. So prayatatmana here means pure-hearted. And pure heart, he says, happens only through bhakti and not by anything else. Yadva bhaktau prakarshena yatmana manasa. Or prayatmana means one who is intensely engaging his mind in bhakti. So that person, atatasya vasnami nanyasya. So I eat only that which is offered by such a person and not of anyone else. Iti uktopi dvijas tasmai viriditah patiye shriya prithak prasritim rajan prayachadavang mukha. So all the Krishna spoke like this, but that Brahmana Sudama, he felt very shy to give this to him. So he lowered his head and he did not give the puffed rice to him. Because he still felt, how can I give this dry thing? And this is not something, this is for us people who are hungry and dying. There is nothing else to eat, so puffed rice is good enough for us. Survival, but why should he eat it? So he did not offer it. So Prithuka nam prasritim mushti chatushtayam. So Prithuka prasriti means he had 4 handfuls of that puffed rice that he did not give. Vridita ityatra hetu Sripati. He felt shy. Why? Because the person in front of him is Sripati. He is the husband of Lakshmi Devi. Sripatim khalu kathora virasans chipitan katham bhojyami iti vimrishya. So he was thinking that how can I make him eat this tasteless, hard, juiceless puffed rice. He is Sripati. Avang mukhaviti bho prabho mamam vidambaya bahusho yache manopi aham tubhyam idam ne dashyami iti me sankalpa. He was lowering his head as if saying that, "O Lord, please don't ask this from me. And even if you ask me, I'm not going to give it to you. This is my resolve." He says, "No way, I cannot give." Because he is having so much love for Krishna that how can he make him eat this? This puffed rice. Iti viprabhipraya, this was his mood. Grihad agaman samaye mad bhaktasya tavya sankalpa sa na anyatha bhavitum arhati iti bhagavad abhipraya. So Sudama's resolve was that I will not give this rice to him. And Krishna said that, well, when you left home, you had the sankalpa that you are going to give this to me. So I will make sure that your sankalpa comes true. This is my sankalpa. So you are changing your mind, but I go along with your original sankalpa. That's what he is saying. Sarvabhutatmadrik shakshat tasya agaman karanam vigyaya chintya nayam shrikamo ma bhajatpura. So Krishna, who knows the mind of everyone directly, so he understands the reason why Sudama has come. And thinking like this, he also understood that na ayam shrikamo ma bhajatpura, that he has never worshipped me for the sake of shrikamas, means for wealth. So he is not after wealth. Atmadrik antahakaran sakshi. Atmadrik means the witness of the inner self. Yadva sarvesham bhutanam atmanam sadrik drashta achintyat sarvagyopi. That although he is the witness of everyone else, he is omniscient, but even he deliberated. Mad bhaktasya asya katham idrisha daridryam abhut. How is it that he is my devotee and he is so poor? How is this possible? Tat prem mugdhas chintyamasa. So being influenced by love, he thought like that. Tatakshana eva adhigat tattvaha swagatam ahanayamiti. And just then he understood the truth behind it, and then he said that he has not worshipped me for wealth, etc. Nanu niskam bhaktasyapi ananusanghitam phalam sadvisha bhogo bhavati eva. So he says that even those devotees who are performing devotion without any material desire, without any hankering for anything, they also get their basic needs fulfilled. So why is that he did not get this fulfilled? It is said, dharmasya hi apargasya nartha artha upkalpate, that dharma is meant for aparga, not for making money. Narthasya dharma kantasya kamo labha hi smrita, and the artha is meant only for dharma and not for sense pleasure. And kamasya na indriya priti labho jivata yavata. And the material objects are meant not for pleasing the senses, but taking as much as needed. So why is that he is not even having that much? That is the question which is being raised. So he replies to that, Uchyate niskam bhaktasya svabhav bhedad ananusamhitam phalam dvidham syat dishtam adishtam cha. He says a person who is a niskam bhakta, and according to the difference in his mood, then the ananusamhitam phalam means that the unwanted or not ask for something, that result is of two types. Because they don't want material things anyway, but still they get it. So one is called dishta, means as ordained according to the fate, and other is adhishta. Yasya vishabhoga matre eva deshas tasya vishabhogo naiv syat. So one who has absolute disregard for vishayas, material objects, rather he has dislike for it, so then such a person does not get it at all. And bharatadau tatha darshanat ato asya viprasya plag etat janmani cha bhoge dvesha eva. So he says it is seen as in the case of Bharat Maharaj, although he was king, but he gave up his kingdom and lived in the hut in the forest. So he did not have any Vishya Bhoga. So he says that this Vipra is also like that. And in the previous life as well as in this life, he has dislike for the sense pleasures. Kevalam bharyanurodhat bhagavad darshan lobhat chayate iti. Therefore he has come here only because of his wife asking him to do that. Only on the petition of his wife he has come, and also because he thought that this is a good opportunity for him to see me. But he has absolutely no interest in wealth. So this is what Krishna is thinking. We'll stop here if there is any more question.
So you translate the prituka as flat rice and puffed rice, and I looked it up in the dictionary and they say it's this flat rice, this poha, so it's even more extreme, right, than eating the puffed rice, which at least, we can eat just like that, but this flat rice is completely unedible.
Prituka is puffed rice or flat rice?
So it's this flat rice, they say.
Flat rice.
So they say here, rice scalded with hot water and then dried over a fire and ground in a mortar.
It is not puffed rice. Puffed rice is better. That's why he has here chipitika. Chipitika means flat. Like you give a chapeta to somebody, slap. So he actually is translated as chipitika. Like chip. In English we have chip. Flat. Chip is flat. So he also had that in the commentary. So it is not puffed rice. All the time I've been translating puffed rice, but it is flat, which is even worse, because you cannot eat that.
That is why it is mentioned that it is so hard and dry.
Yeah, nirasa. Okay.
There is a question from Mohini. She asks, in the Vedic system, who decides which ashrama brahmachari enters after completing his studies?
There is no such thing decide. Next ashram is Grihastha ashram. What do you mean, who decides? It's not some big meeting held for that. Only some rare people, it's not ordinary. How many Nastika brahmachari you know in the history?
4 Kumaras.
4 Kumaras. It's not an example. 4 Kumaras, they never grew up beyond 5 years of age. How will they marry? Who is going to marry them? You want a husband or you want a son? Okay. Is that Rajananda?
So I was wondering, what is the difference between the offering made to Krishna, thinking that his offering is very nice for him, and in the case of Sudama, actually Sudama didn't want to offer this offering because it was not fit for Krishna. So while Krishna is it seems that Krishna is preferring this offering, which is not actually fit for him, according to what Sudama thinks.
No, it is Sudama who is thinking like that, but Krishna doesn't think like that. Sudama is thinking it is not fit for him, but Krishna thinks no, it is fit. So what is your question?
So my question, it seems that Krishna prefers even this kind of offering that Sudama doesn't want to offer.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying he doesn't want to offer, but he knows that his wife has given it to me, and he wants to eat, and if he eats, then he will give him back the wealth.
Yes.
So he wants. But main thing, as he said, that Putram Puspam Phalam Toyam, he himself said the important thing is not what is the object. Why he doesn't want to give it, not that he doesn't want to give, but he thinks it is very insignificant. And Krishna says, what is important is your love and not something is small or big. That's what he said. Bhuri api upahritam.
Yes, okay.